The species of the Materium. The planets of the Materium are populated by the aliens, seaweed men, the Greys, commonly noted for their creation of the insect-based races, the Smoggle, Octopodes, Donjon, starfish, seahorses, bird people, insect men, furtons, jellyfish, lizard men, crocodile men, Velusians, snake people, squids, and flumps. They were all the result of biological evolution and residual Fey and shadow energy. Here there were seas of tar, mountains of sodium, fungi jungles, and deserts made of smashed concrete. Here, huge insects and dinosaurs roamed the lands. When these beings died, they stopped existing, for they did not have souls. They did not have extraplanar magic. One such race evolved on some far-off planet, the Kuda. They used unfathomable technology to commit a species-wide geno-suicide, turning into amorphous sentient clouds, which consumed the radiation of stars for sustenance, acting in accordance with the law of conservation of energy. After 1 billion years, they consumed their own sun and traveled the universe. They initially considered themselves to be the only life in the entirety of creation, as they had seen no other life in the Materium and could not discover the Fortusian Everchange. Eventually they found other species, many of which started to worship them, and they became content with merely being the most developed of all life in the universe. Some of these species built huge monuments, known as Halls of Zarnwa, for their space deities to inhabit, and some of the Kuda did. The Halls of Zarnwa discovered that these new powers allowed them to consume the surfaces of planets, and they started to consume entire species, each time creating for themselves more powerful weapons, more powerful emotions. The majority of the Kuda considered such practices unsustainable, but not necessarily immoral. They banned the conversion into halls and destroyed the blueprints of Zarn, and they limited the halls to sun grazing. A trickster amongst the Kuda convinced the hall known as the Devourer to eat a planet sacred to Tra-A-Ung and all the surrounding gases. This ended up meaning the Devourer cannibalized Tra-A-Ung, the first time a Kuda had consumed another Kuda. It drove him crazy, causing him to exude violence and war. This action, horrific and barbaric as it was, sparked a war between the Kuda and the Halls, in which the Kuda had one goal: the extermination of every Hall of Zarnwa. This war would continue on and off for the next 70 million years across a number of galaxies so high you would not believe it. Because of the nature of this conflict, it was never continuous. Indeed, entire nations of aliens rose and fell without being aware of it. But the Kuda, the deities of the Materium, they were always aware and planning. They may make the perilous sub-like journey from one star to the next and bring with them war and devastation. In the grand scheme of things, this war did retard the development of the aliens, and is to blame for how the Alsaeans got a foothold in the Materium, and for how the gods took dominance in the 3 galaxies. Their histories would record this Kuda civil war as one of continuous violence and destruction.